طلاب العربية طالبات العربية، أهلا وسهلا بكم في الدرس 40 وهو اسم الفاعل والمفعول. اسم الفاعل والمفعول اسمان مشتقان من أوزان الفعل. So they are two types of noun that are derived from verb forms, the different verb forms that we looked at. أمثلة من اسم الفاعل. I would like to give you examples from اسم الفاعل. طالب for student, عالم for scholar or scientist, متحدث speaker, مستهلك consumer. أمثلة من اسم المفعول مفهوم meaning either a concept or understood, معلومة a piece of information, مستقبل future, ومخاطب the person who's addressed, the addressee. هاتم نرى الآن أسماء الفاعل والمفعول وكيف نشتقها من هذه الأوزان، وسنرى الوزن ثم المثال، واسم المفعول أيضا الوزن ثم المثال. And I think that we need to pay very, very particular attention to the voweling, especially on the عين of the verb or the عين of اسم الفاعل or اسم المفعول. You will notice that the kasra here, except for the first one, marks most of them, and الفتحة marks most of الاسم المفعول on العين. That's what distinguishes them. Also, you're going to see that we have different colors in the chart. This color here, the salmon pink, is, it is rare to have a verb on this form in اسم المفعول. And the reason is, most of the time that verb is intransitive. If you do have an intransitive verb, it's very difficult to extract actually اسم المفعول from it. So, sometimes you will see these blank, slots in black. It means that it is not possible to have these forms on these, أوزان. So let's look together. فعل فاعل طالب مفعول مطلوب. فعل مفعل مكون مفعل مكون. فاعل مفاعل مقارن مفاعل مقارن. أفعل مفعل متقن مفعل متقان. تفعل متفعل متوقع متفعل متوقع. And we said it works with this verb because you can expect something, so it has an object. But many of these verbs, like تطور for example, meaning to develop, and it doesn't have an object, you would not be able to say متطور out of that. تفاعل متفاعل متبادل متفاعل متبادل. Same thing here as توقع. انفعل is a very particular form that can have only اسم الفاعل. And even اسم الفاعل, when translated, is going to really translate like اسم المفعول, because this is a reflexive form. It's a form that always says that the act happened onto the subject itself. منفعل منقلب. انقلب is to turn over itself or oneself. And so it cannot really have an object because the subject and the object are the same. افعل cannot have اسم الفاعل and can have اسم المفعول only. مفعل مخضر, something that becomes green or lush. استفعل مستفعل مستغرب مستفعل مستغرب. Once again, this form here, may not lead to اسم المفعول if the verb in that case is intransitive. آخر وزن هو افعوعل مفعوعيل معشوشب, and once again can have اسم الفاعل but cannot have. It means to grow grass, to be grassy. So it's really hard to actually make something passive of it because it's already a reflexive, which is very close to the passive in meaning. So if you notice very carefully, it seems that the forms that do have ta in them tend to sometimes, it's one of their meanings, not the only meaning that they have, a reflexive meaning in them. And so it makes them intransitive in that sense. Once again, فعل, the first form, is very different. The rest are all very consistent. كسرة on اسم الفاعل, فتحة on اسم المفعول. الوظيفة now. How do we use اسم الفاعل واسم المفعول? This simplified way, and I believe that it's oversimplistic, is to say that اسم الفاعل is the name of the doer. That's literally what اسم الفاعل means. The noun of the doer. اسم المفعول is the noun of that which is done. But the truth of the matter is they do actually vary a great deal in their use, and I think that that would be too simplistic of a definition. Look at اسم الفاعل. اسم الفاعل is what I call a triangle, sort of a noun that moves in between, within a triangle. And that triangle is made of three, of course, right? Parts. It can be a verb sometimes, or close to a verb. إلى أين أنت ذاهب? In English you would say, where are you going? So ذاهب here is really coming very close to the verb. This is very common in spoken Arabic, by the way. وين رايح, وين ماشي, إلى غير ذلك. الاسم, so it can be also oscillate toward the noun and be closer to it. Look, أدرس في جامعة صغيرة. So جامعة على وزن فاعلة is اسم فاعل. And now it's denoting a full noun of a place and it has a plural. So in this case, it is acting like a noun. It can act like a sifa as well, meaning an adjective. تسكن في بناية عالية. عالية is فاعلة. But now this اسم الفاعل is acting as a sifa. So please remember that it can actually oscillate between these three functions. اسم المفعول can do only two. And so it oscillates between two ends like a pendulum. And those are al-ism and al-sifa. It doesn't have the force of a verb or action in it. وجدت معلومة جديدة. I found a new piece of information. So معلومة is معلوم. That's اسم مفعول. الصفة, it can be also close to the adjective. هي أديبة معروفة. She is a known author or littérateur. So أديبة معروفة. معروفة here is مفعول and it's acting really as a صفة. ملاحظة يمكن لاسمي الفاعل والمفعول أن يكون حالا. When the time will come, we will learn about الحال, which is one of the المتممات, and اسم الفاعل and اسم المفعول will play part in it. شكرا جزيلا على انتباهكم مرة أخرى، وأراكم إن شاء الله في الدرس القادم من المنح.